Hello dear students, my name is Beer Bhatt and we are welcoming you on Vidyadis Vidya Sankul first e-learning class of standard 9th science. In today's lecture we are going to start with the chapter number 8 motion. Generally this chapter will be coming in a physics portion. This chapter is very easy, but before we starting this chapter let us take a brief preview on what is a physics branch that is consist in a science. First of all, look at on a basic definitions regarding the physics, because we are going to start the motion chapter and that is coming in a physics. So first of all we need to understand what is a physics. Okay, let us start from there. Generally we can say that the studies of the quantities which we can understand it but we cannot see it or we cannot touch it. The study of that quantities that will become in a physics portion. Okay, to understand that concept in very brief we can go to further in the definition. First I will repeat the definition so that you can write the definition and you can understand the definition that what am I telling here. Okay, first, physics is the branch in which we are consisting the quantities which we can understand it very well, okay, but we cannot touch it or we cannot see it, okay, but we can understand it very easily. Okay, so for that we need to take some example. For example, I have to tell you that suppose I am explaining the gravitation force. So for that I am need to explain you that when a Newton once a Newton was sitting under the tree, then the apple fall down into him and he found out that due to the earth's gravitational force the apple is pulled down towards the earth. So what was the reason? We can understand it and we can feel it that we are walking on the surface of the earth, okay, due to the gravitational force. Okay, so we can understand the topic, but can I show you the gravitation force, that this is the gravitation force, look at here, it is a gravitation force? No, I can't visualize you the gravitation force, but obviously I can explain you and you also can understand that topic. Okay, so like that types of quantities studies come in the physics portion. The quantities which we can understand it very well easily. Okay, other example for the physics branch will be this chapter, that is motion. Now suppose I want to explain you the motion. So as you already know that in whole universe the every object or everything is continuously motion towards any reference point. Okay, for example, likewise I am also motioning continue here. Okay, our earth is motioning in the reference of the sun, our sun is also motioning in the reference of universe. Okay, so for that and further going on we can say that all of the universe thing or all of the universe objects are continuously moving around some of the reference point. Okay, we can compare it with the reference point and then can we say that it is in a motion state. Okay, so we have to justify the reference point for that. Now suppose I want to show you the motion, then what I should do? Okay, then I can walk, but this is only the example of motion. I am not showing you the motion, this is the example of motion, that I am moving continuously here to there. Okay, so we can say that this is the example regarding the motion, but it cannot justify the proper motion. For example, if I want to show you the pen or marker, then I can show this is the marker. Okay, but if I want to show you the motion, then I can't visualize you the motion. Okay, so you have to imagine it and you have to understand it. For that, this is the topic that we are going to study, that what is a motion, why this motion is important in our day-to-day life, and why this motion study is also important in our life. That is we are going to study in this chapter. But before we starting this chapter, let us take a brief preview on what we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, first of all we are going to understand the point of motion. Generally we can say that the moving of an object, we can say that easily to move of an object is known as a motion. Okay, generally moving anything around us in the universe or in the universe with each and every individual reference point, whatever the object or whatever the substance or whatever the thing that is continuously moving, okay, is said to be in a motion state. So first we need to understand what is the motion. Generally we can say it is a to move. Afterwards we are going to see the types of motion. Okay, so in which we are going to see about types of motion. Generally we can say that there is a two types of motions are there. First one is the uniform motion and second one is the non-uniform motion. So now we are going to understand in that what is a uniform motion and what is a non-uniform motion. Generally the time and the displacement will be remain the same. Then the object changes place, it considered as the uniform motion. And if the time and the displacement will be different from each other, then it can be said in a non-uniform motion. Whenever the studies of that coming, I will explain you that in a brief. Okay, so don't worry about that. I am just giving you a brief preview about that, what are we going to study in this chapter. So don't worry about that. Afterwards we are going to start about what is a distance. Okay, in that we are going to see the distance basic definition. Okay, for that we are going to understand what is the basic definition regarding the distance. Suppose we want to talk about that I want to go here to any particular place. So how can I define you that I want to go there? Then I have to define you with I can go with the 50 kilometers away from here. Then you can all understand the sir is talking about to go somewhere or to some place. Okay, then you can understand and visualize it. Sir will be going on a car, or sir will be going on a bike. Okay, or sir will be going by walking. Okay, and the whatever the thing sir will be covered, this will be called as the distance. Okay. Afterwards we have to see about each and individual quantities SI units. Okay, each and individual quantities that we are studying, we need to understand the SI units for that. We need to understand the SI unit. Now what is a SI unit? You all need to understand that SI unit means standard international unit. Now what that supposed to mean? Generally it defines us that whatever the quantity I am talking about, how can you understand that? I don't give you the name of the quantity and I want to explain you that quantity. So how can I explain you that? Okay, so this is going to be understandable by the SI units. Okay, when you understand the SI units regarding the quantities, then you can understand that sir will be talking about this quantity. For example, I am talking about the mass. So suppose the mass SI unit will be kilogram. Okay, now I want to explain you that without giving the name mass, then I can explain you that when I go to the bazaar and I am buying the 30 kilograms of mango. Now what you have understand that sir is talking about some kind of mass of mangoes that sir have buy. Okay, so this is the quantities reference point without giving the name of the quantity. So how can I explain you that, and how can you understand that in all over the world the unit doesn't change? That is why it is called as the standard international unit, and these units will remain same at all and each and every place. Okay, so don't worry about that. Once you learn the unit regarding that, okay, then you can understand that very well, that what are the quantities that we are studying. After that we are seeing the another quantity with regarding the motion, that will be called as the displacement, in which we are going to see about what is a displacement and what is the basic definition regarding the displacement and what is the unit for the displacement. Okay, so we are going to see that in afterward topic of the distance. Generally the distance and the displacement topics are lightly considerably same with each other. But what is the difference between them? Generally, the actual path covered by a body or by an object or by us, we can say that our body is consistently measuring. So we can say that our body, if I am changing my place from here to here, then what I have done, I have covered some kind of distance. But what now happens? If I come back to original place, then what happened? Then my displacement will remain a zero. Okay, because I have doesn't change my place with my reference point. So I am coming back towards the here. That means that my displacement will be zero. But my distance will be, if I go to there and if suppose I am backward come here, then the actual path that covered my body by my body then can be considerably in a distance. And now what is the displacement? So you can understand that distance doesn't require a reference point, while a displacement required a reference point from which the object is changing its place. Otherwise we cannot understand the displacement. Afterwards we are gonna see about the we also gonna see about the displacement's SI unit, because all the quantities required the SI unit. So we need to understand the each and every quantity's SI unit. Okay, and then we are going to study about the speed. Now you all understand the speed comes in a vehicle, or you if you are applying, you are traveling by vehicle. So you all know that some kind of speed is coming on the speedometer, and you all have seen the speed. You have if you are traveling by the vehicle, then you have seen that the vehicle is speeding around 30 km per hour, 50 km per hour. So what is this? What it defines us? It generally defines us that whatever the speed is covering the distance in each and individual hour. It means what happens when we are traveling in a 40 km per hour speed. That it means it defines us that when we traveling in a 1 hour, then we cover the 40 km of distance in a particular region. Okay, so suppose I am traveling in a 50 km per hour. So what that supposed to mean? That it's supposed to mean that in a 1 hour I can travel the 50 km of distance from one place to another place. That will be very convenient and very easy. Okay, so for that we need to understand the speed's quantity. But remember that speed's quantity is very, very important. But before we are going on a speed, you need to understand distance and displacement, because it is very important, and these topics regarding reference are coming in the speed. Okay, afterwards we are going to see about the velocity. Okay, now each and individually quantities are coming with individually extra referencing points. Okay, for speed we are supposed to understand only the distance and the time. Okay, while in a velocity we are going to study about the displacement and a time. Then we can say that we can understand the velocity. Now suppose what happened if in the speed I doesn't give you a direction regarding to understand the speed's quantity. While if I want to explain you the velocity, then what should I have to do? Then I have to give you a basic definition regarding the velocity. Suppose that means? That means that if I want to explain you velocity, so I have to give you, if I am traveling a 50 km per hour in a north direction, then you can understand that sir is talking about the velocity. While if I want to talk about the speed, then I have to just give I am traveling on a 50 km per hour. Okay, that means you understand the speed's quantity. But suppose another word come that in mind, that will be the direction. Then it is come the velocity, and then you can only understand the quantity like velocity. Okay. Another example I am giving you for the velocity. Suppose if I am traveling on my bike with a 40 km per hour speed in a south direction, what that means? That means I am traveling on a south direction in a 40 km per hour speed. If it means that in a south direction I will cover 40 km of distance in 1 hour. So these are the three reference points that will be given for the understanding of the velocity. Okay. So what is the difference between speed and the velocity, we are consider in our next topics afterwards that. Then we need to see the types of graph, in which we are going to see about the distance time graph. It means what happen when a particular distance travel in particular time, then what happen, then which type of graph is been present here. Okay, we are going to see about that. Then the displacement time graph, then the velocity time graph, speed time graph, we are going to see about that in this topic. Okay, so we need to understand the graphs regarding x and y axis, what should be placed on the x axis and what should be placed on a y axis. We are going to study about that. Afterwards, the important and very most important for the examination question is come equation for the motion, in which we are going to study about what happens when these three quantities, velocity, in which we are going to study about the acceleration. Afterwards, we are going to study about the uniform velocity and initial velocity or final velocity. So if suppose three quantities has been given to us, and what about the fourth quantities that we want to find? So for that we need some kind of equation. If you learn that whenever I want to find x and y from the polynomial equation, okay, so what should I have to do? What I have to do, that I have to some kind of do the factorization that can give us the answer regarding the x, that can give us the answer regarding y. Okay, and this is also come in this chapter. If suppose three quantities has been given to us and fourth quantity which we want to find out, then I can use the equation regarding the motion. Okay, so for that we are going to study about the three equations of motion regarding that. Afterwards we are going to see about the derivation of that equation, that how these equations are come from, where these equations are come from. Okay, so for that we are going to study that derivation of equation. These three equations that we learn first of all. After that we are going to see about the graph, and then we have to derive the equation regarding that. Last but not the least, we are going to study about the uniform circular motion. Okay, in which we are going to see about the circular motion that will be continuously going on in a particular time, that will be generally considered in a uniform circular motion. You cannot understand the uniform circular motion without understanding the uniform motion. So first of all we are going to start with the uniform motion. Afterwards we are going to see about the uniform circular motion. Okay, now let us take a start on the chapter with the first topic, but I hope you all understand the topics that I am going to talk about you. Okay, first let us start the topic motion. So here is a basic diagram or basic figure regarding the motion. Once a bullet travel across, then it can be said the bullet, yeah, it means this is the object, or this is considerably called as the body. We can say that whatever the thing or whatever the equipment that will be moving across from one place to another place, it can be said that it is a body. Okay, and if the body is moving from one place to another place, then it can be said that it is in a motion state. Okay, so what happens when body doesn't move? You have a question like that. Suppose sir is talking about if a body travels one place to another place, then it is said to be in a motion. Suppose this is body and that changes place from here. Okay, now I can say that the hand, otherwise we can say that this is the body that in a motion. But what about that? I have put just hand here, and now it will be considered what? So the body will be at a same place in a same time, then it can be said in a rest position. Okay, if body doesn't in a motion state, if the body doesn't move from one place to another place, then what can we say that we can say that it is in a rest state. Okay, I hope you all got it. Now we are going to start the motions topics regarding the first basic definitions of motion. Okay, so for that we are going to study about that. Now the first introduction regarding the motion. Generally first one is the basic definition of motion, but the meaning of the motion is to move or moving of a body. Okay, Motion is defined as the change of position of an object with time with respect to its surrounding. If some body is changing its position with reference of the time, it means what you have to define that that moment, afterwards in another second the body will be move its place like that, then we can say that it is a motion with its surrounding. It means it needs a surrounding or it needs some kind of a reference for that. Okay. Similarly, an object is at rest when the position of an object does not change with the time with respect to its surrounding. That I have already told you. What happened when a body doesn't move at all? What happened when a body doesn't motion at all? Then we can say that it is in a rest position. So basically two definitions come here. Okay, you need to understand that. First one is the motions definition and another is the rest definition. Okay, you have to memorize that. Okay, you need to understand that this is the very important definition regarding our points. Here are the examples that what we can say that in a motion state or what we can say that in a rest state. Okay. Going to understand you that a moving train is in a motion because its position changes with the time. We can say that train is moving because it continuously varied its position from one place to another place in a particular defined times. Now consider a person sitting in the train. Now what we are talking? Train is in a motion state. Now we are talking about a person sitting in the train. For someone standing on the platform, suppose if I am standing on the platform, if I see the guy that is traveling in a train, then in my reference point I can say that the man is in a motion state. But what about another man that is sitting nearby the passenger that is in a train? It is said to be that each and individual person sitting on the train with reference to each other, they are not moving at all, and they can be said on each and individual reference point that it is in a rest position. Okay. Now this is the example this given here. For someone standing on the platform, the person sitting in the train is in a motion state. But for the co-passengers, just I have told you that the person is at rest as the position of the person does not change with the time. Because suppose I am standing on the platform. Okay, so that is why if a train comes in a motion or train is passing through me, then I can say that times will be changed. And what about the time? If this second train is here, then another second the train will be gone to the next point. Then I can say that this is in a motion state, and the passenger that is sitting under the in a tree and a train, then that is also we can say that it is in a motion state. But what about the co-passenger that are sitting under in a train? We can say that it is in a rest position by the from each other. Okay, because they are not moving at all in a time, because they are sitting. And if I am sitting with them, with him or her, okay, then I can say that it is not moving at all. Okay, in next second it is not moving at all. So we can say that it is in a rest position. Hence we need to consider the surrounding or the point of the observation. While describing the state of the motion of an object, the surrounding is called the reference point. That is, I am telling you, the surroundings generally known as the reference. So it always needs a reference whenever you consider the motion or whenever you are considering the rest position. Always you need to define on what point we are talking about. Suppose if I giving you the reference point, and if I want to tell you that now at this moment you have hold the phone, and what about the holding the phone, then you can understand that I am holding the phone, but for you the mobile is not moving at all. Okay, so now we can say that the mobile for your reference point doesn't in a motion state, it is in a rest position. But what about the watch, or what about the time, or what about the watch you are seeing at the moment? Okay, then the time goes forward and the digits are moving at all. Okay, and so you can understand that the reference point changes and the position of an object or position of a body will be considerably changes with it. Okay, going to the next topic, that will be types of motion. Okay, but let us erase that. These are the 3 lines that I have drawn here, so we have to erase that because it is. Now, types of motion, generally we can say that there is basically 2 types of motions are present. First one is the uniform motion and second one is the non-uniform motion. So what I need to understand that basically I need to understand the time concept. Okay. Now what about the time? Time means the variations that we cannot measure by us. Okay, time and the space we cannot manage by ourselves. It is basically a naturally phenomena that is going on continuously, because time is a relative theory that is given by Albert Einstein. So we need to going there. So if a time I want to give a unit without giving the name time, I want to explain you the quantity regarding the time, then what suppose I do? Then I have to give you some kind of unit. So now the first unit comes in this chapter, that will be the times SI unit. It is a second and it will be denoted as the S. Now what you have to understand, the quantities we are understanding, it is also a naming by the short names. Okay. And also the SI units will be considerably known as the short names. Okay, so time will be known as the T, while its SI unit will be known as the S. So you need to understand that difference between them. Time's short name is T, while second's short name is S. Time is a quantity, second is its unit. Okay, now we are going to that. Okay. Translatory motion is the motion of a particle in a straight line. A bus traveling on a straight road and apple falling from the tree are the example of this kind of motion. Generally, before going on a uniform motion and a non-uniform motion, these are the basic motions that we are seeing in a day-to-day life. The translatory motions is a particle of a straight line. Generally, bus traveling on a straight line, if apple falls down the on a earth surface of the earth, then we can say that it is motioning in the straight line. Those motions, we are continuously moving in a straight line. If I am walking from here to there, then what have I done? I have done the translatory motion. Okay, because I am walking in a straight line. Okay, you can measure it with a straight line. Okay, so now what I have done? I have done the translatory motion here. Okay, when a body or an object is moving from one place to another place in a straight line, that can consider in a translatory motion. After that, rotational motion. Now the meaning says its meaning. Now the word says its meaning. So rotational motion. What is a rotational motion? Rotational means rotate. Okay. Suppose if a body or an object is traveling a path that is circular, okay, then it can be said the rotational motion. So what are the objects or what are the things that is doing a rotational motion? Generally, the sun, earth, these are the examples for the rotational motion. Okay, because they are continuously rotate themselves and also revolve themselves around some of the bodies. Okay. Rotational motions refers to the motion of a body around a fixed axis. A spinning top, a bead moving over a circular track, Earth's rotation are the example of kind of motions. Another one coming here, periodic motion refers to the, now what come? Periodic motion. Means what? Periodic motion means if an body or an object traveling from one place to another place and coming back to that place in a particular time, that can be say that it is doing a periodic motion. So if you seen the pendulum is moving like that. Okay, and the pendulum is doing what? It doing a periodic motion because it continuously came back to that position in particular time. So if an object comes back to that position, that can be say that it is doing a periodic motion. Okay. And periodic motion refer to the motion that is repeated in a regular interval of time. An oscillating spring and the motion of a planet around the sun illustrate this type of motion. Okay, so these are the basic topics that we have seen here. Okay, afterwards we are going to see the linear motion. Generally words define the meaning. When a body or an object travels in a simpler straight line, then can we say that it is in a linear motion. Okay, it is also give the example here. The translatory motion is also the part of the linear motion. Okay, a body moving in a straight line with respect to a reference is said to be in a linear motion. An example of a straight wire. Okay, points to be regarding linear motion. Linear motion object must move in a straight line, and the motion of the object along the straight line may not be uniform. Okay, that is the situation, or that is the consequence that will not required to do the linear motion. Okay, if suppose I am walking here into here 1 second, and if I am coming back here in also 2 seconds, so what happened? I am doing a straight line motion, but generally it is not necessary that it can be considered the uniform. Okay, it means it is not necessary that the time doesn't change. If the time will be changed, then it is also said to be that it is a linear motion. Okay, don't worry about the changing of the time. Once you are doing the straight line motion, it can be considered in a linear motion. Okay. Now first one is the uniform motion, but we are going to that in a next lecture. Let us take us here. Okay, so what you have to do, that you have to write the questions regarding the types of motion. These are the three types of motion that you have to write in the homework. Okay, I am writing the homework here. What you need to give the example. Question number 1, types of motion. And question number 2, linear motion. Explain both that. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for reading this lecture. If you had any kind of doubt, you can ask me on the comment section. And if you had a doubt, then you can ask me personally on my WhatsApp, or you can call me whenever you want to call. Okay, my number has been already given to you. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye bye, and take care of yourself.